Hi there and welcome to another quick lunchtime style row that you can squeeze into any time within your day when you have a free moment. It doesn't have to be over lunch, that's all I'm trying to say, okay? Now I'm going to do what we've been doing in each of these so far, and we're going to get straight into some light rowing to warm up, and I'm going to describe the session within the warm up, but hopefully you've read the description already and it's not going to be a massive surprise to you, alright? So let's get straight into this. Bear with me while we go through the setting up of the machine spiel. So, as always, go to the front of your machine on the Concept 2 and set your drag factor to where you want it to be. Now, I row around about 130. You might want to watch the video I have on this YouTube channel that gives you an idea what drag factor is and where you might want to set it, okay? If you're on a non-Concept 2, set your resistance or whatever you've got so you get a good feeling from the stroke, but you don't have to heave it, okay, to get it started, because that's not good. Next up, if you can, set your monitor to eye height so you don't have to look up and you don't have to look down. And finally, if you can adjust the foot stretchers on your rowing machine, set them to a point where you're able to get to the front of the machine with your shins pointing vertically comfortably, okay? Too high, you might not be able to get there. Too low, you might go scooting straight past, which is going to lose you power and could possibly cause you some kind of injury in terms of hyperextension. Right, so we're going to get into some light rowing. I'll describe the session and then we'll hopefully be nice and warm, okay? This is one that you want to get a little bit warmer for, all right? So we'll maybe start increasing pace quite quickly. So here we go then, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So start just by pushing with your legs, just connect your feet to your hands as you're rowing, okay? Think about just getting that power in, and then start to think about your body rock over your hips. So you want forwards tilt into the front. You hold that tilt as you push with the legs. You also want straight arms. So hold those arms straight with the forward tilt and push with the legs, holding that position until about halfway through your stroke, okay? And hopefully what's happened is you've gone through thinking about your body positions as you start to go a little bit faster as you have let the power from your legs flow into the machine more efficiently. And so now that we're a minute in, you could just think about trying to get up to about a 6 out of 10 effort, if that's how you work. Or if you have a 2K training pace, you want to be rowing about 2K plus 18, okay? If you don't have a 2K training pace, then row a 2,000 meter time trial. It's fun, I promise. It's not fun. So load 2,000 meters into your monitor, and as long as it's medically safe for you to do it, row it as fast as you can. And divide the resulting time by 4. That gives you your average 500 meter speed, and that is your 2K training pace. So when I say 2K plus 18, you go 18 seconds slower than your 2K training pace. Right, today's session. Make sure you're still rowing, putting in some intensity here. Maybe go a little bit faster, because what we're doing today is some high intensity rowing with some off the machine moves as well. So we're going to do 30 seconds rowing, then 30 seconds isometric squat, then 30 seconds rowing, 30 seconds press-ups, 30 seconds rowing, 30 seconds plank, 30 seconds rowing, 30 seconds mountain climbers. Then we're going to do that 4 times with 2 minutes rest in between. One more stroke. And it's going to be tough. Quick edit point here, I just want to say that if you want to keep on rowing to make sure that you're nice and warm before this main session, then please do, okay? There's going to be a tiny little break when I say I'm about to take my hoodie off, when you can stop and have a quick drink and make sure that you're ready for it, all right? So those 30-second rows, I want you to be going fast. Okay, I want you to really get the stroke rate up to kind of 28 to 30 and really lay in a lot of power. And then I'll take you through what to do for the moves. But an isometric squat, you basically just sink down and hold a squat position, okay? Press ups, it's up to you how you do them. Then, what did I say was next? Plank, it's up to you how you do it. And then finally, mountain climbers. They're great fun, so we can all do them together. Now I'll come down to the side and hopefully you can still see me. Apologies if my head pops out of the top of the screen at any point or whatever, but I'll try and make this happen. Now, we're gonna have a 5-second changeover between, okay? So you finish your row, you've got 5 seconds to get down on the ground for your next one, and then you've got 5 seconds to get back on the machine again, all right? And if you want to, you can set your monitor to just 27 minutes and just count down, okay? I will keep you right, and there will be a sound because I've got a little tab at a timer that's gonna play, and that will give you countdowns of things, and you should hear that. Hopefully this microphone will pick up. But don't worry, I'll have some kind of, even if you can't hear that, I'll put a beep on this video, all right? So, hopefully you're nice and warm. Yeah, and give me a second, I'll take off my hoodie and we'll get right into it.
Starting your Tabata workout. Get ready.
Right, remember we're starting with 30 seconds rowing, 10 seconds to go. Start nice and hard. Make sure you put in some intensity. 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
So get that stroke rate up. I'm up at 30 strokes a minute. Putting in a good old push with the legs. Don't worry if you're slightly off pace. Wasn't that long a warm-up today, so don't worry if you need this first interval just to get your body fully primed for today's session. How are we? 5 seconds. Remember, it's isometric squats next. Got 5 seconds, go off the machine, get into a squat position.
Exercise.
And hold it, okay? There you go. So, maybe taking you a second just to follow and see what I was doing, but you basically just have a seat, get into this squat position and hold it here. Now I have my hands in front of me in this kind of weird prayer position, just as a kind of a balance point. Right, 6 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back on the rowing machine. And
Exercise.
go. 5 seconds isn't very long, is it, for this transition? And don't worry if you are a couple of seconds behind. By the time you get on the machine, I realise it's easier for me because I'm in socks. Got press-ups coming up next. Choose the best way for you to do it. Last stroke.
Rest.
Onto the ground. Press-ups.
Exercise.
Smacking my elbows off the machine. Don't go too fast that you lose control here. If you have to do it on your knees, do it on your knees. Even if you have to hold on to the rail of the rowing machine, you can do that too, just to make it a little bit easier. Oh, right.
Rest.
It's not a rest, love. You ready?
Exercise.
Let's go. So do try, even though this is fast and frantic, try and keep some kind of thought towards your rowing technique. Push with the legs. Next up is a plank in 3 seconds. One more stroke for me.
Rest.
So down.
Exercise.
Elbows rooted into the ground, up on your tiptoes, or toes at least, and try and keep a flat back, okay? You don't want to have a rounded, humped back when doing a plank. And if you can squeeze your glutes together, that should engage your core nice and tight.
Rest.
Back on as quickly as possible.
Exercise.
And we're off for the last of our rows on this. first set of circuits. Whew. Try and keep your pace nice and high on the rows. About keeping your heart rate up. Last one.
Rest.
Mountain climbers. Bring your knees to your chest.
Exercise.
I'm no good at these, which is why I'm doing them, to be honest. You could always do squat jumps, squat thrusts instead of these, which are basically just mountain climbers, but both legs at the same time. Oh, my socks are coming off. I really do suck at these. And
Rest.
2 minutes rest. Or at least 2 minutes and 5 seconds rest, I hope.
Recovery.
Yeah. Oh. So, runs the risk of being a little bit ragged because these 5-second turnovers are really short and there's a good chance that you're not quite back on the machine again by the time that 5 seconds runs out. But actually, the important thing here is that if I give you 10 seconds, you could be here and then going, where's the countdown? And I'm off, okay? The point is that you're literally bouncing from thing to thing. So I'd rather that you lost, hang on, my heart rate monitor's coming off. I'd rather you lost 2 to 3 seconds within the effort itself because you are coming back onto the machine and that you're constantly going, your heart rate's constantly up because you're just moving the whole time, than that you sat here and let your heart rate drop. The whole point of this is it's high intensity for these 4 minutes. 4 minutes? That's right, isn't it? Yeah. As you go through all of the exercises, and then you get your 2 minutes rest. So I don't want you to have a 5-second dip even, okay? It's like, should be absolutely constant, all right? And make sure to keep those rowing intervals up intensity-wise. Hopefully now you know what's going on. I might even, should I put in a video, an inset video showing what I do? I might do that. Hopefully that happened. But anyway, right, there's 22 seconds to go until the next one, so have a drink. That's why I keep on looking off screen, my counter's up behind you. So sorry about that, it's a bit rude. Okay, 10 seconds to go until the next one. Make sure you're ready. You'll hear the beep. In, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
So just going through exactly the same thing again. 30 seconds, fast rowing. And weirdly, after that 2 minute rest, my pace is now down 5 seconds quicker than it was at any stage in the last one. So that shows that I possibly wasn't warm enough. Last stroke.
Rest.
Let's get into the isometric squat.
Exercise.
And have a seat. And just hold it here. You don't have to bounce. Find a position with your knees where you're comfortable. Like I say, when you're coming into this, it's like you're just dropping your backside down into having a seat. You're not sticking it out, not trying to bounce into someone behind you. You're coming straight down, okay? Then hold it in a nice deep squat and just sit here for another 3 seconds. You can get ready back on the machine.
Rest.
Now, next interval.
Exercise.
Let's row. Oh, that one does have the potential to be slightly uncomfortable in your hip flexors as you go from the squat to the row, but it should ease off. Next up is press ups. Last stroke.
Rest.
Remember, you can go short, wide,
Exercise.
up on your knees if you wish, if that makes it easier. But make sure to do controlled reps, okay? You're not falling down and only putting in effort by pushing up. Nice, even downward phase. Back on the machine.
Rest.
Next interval on the rower.
Exercise.
I really hope that you have locked into how this one is working. It's much more different to my usual row-alongs, isn't it? They're nice and calm in comparison. Plank next.
Exercise.
Now if you want, make this harder, do your plank get-ups, where you're on your elbows and then you go up into a press-up position, trying not to swing your body around like I'm doing. And
Rest.
back on the machine. Last one.
Exercise.
Yeah, come on. Oh, I certainly lost a few seconds there. It's a danger, because as you get a little bit fatigued, it's easy to become a little bit slower through the transitions. Try and keep intensity up.
Rest.
Let's finish off with mountain climbers.
Exercise.
Go. Right. I was trying to get away with not doing this springy step last time. Man, I suck at these. I don't do them enough. Oh.
Rest.
Oh. I'm going to blame
Recovery.
that on. Oh. In the end, my socks are coming off. This is maybe not a workout to do in socks. This is the first time in a long time that I've done this session. This used to be my go-to training over a lunch break when well, pre-COVID basically. Don't use the C word, but when pre-COVID and I was in an edit suite, I'd run to the gym, I'd do this session without even warming up, because the run did it, and I'd run back to work again. And so that was what, last time I'd done that would have been pretty much 2 years ago. The last time I even did a mountain climber was 2 years ago, and it shows, doesn't it? Listen, I'm certainly never going to proclaim to be an expert when it comes to press-ups and mountain climbers and planks and stuff. I wouldn't even proclaim to be an expert when it comes to the rowing machine, but I know I'm certainly better at rowing than I am at doing a mountain climber. But this isn't about me, this is about you, okay? We're in this together. You can see, hopefully you can take solace in the fact that I suck at pretty much everything that's put on the floor. Isometric squats, maybe they're okay. But yeah, the plank, certainly mountain climbers suck, and the press-ups are getting a little bit much because, again, I mean, I've not done them for a while, and having come out, I had to take like a month off due to getting COVID myself, and so this is the first time I've done any kind of off-the-rower workout, so you're sharing this with me. You're sharing, and you're able to laugh at me. Quick drink, there's 10 seconds to go, or 12 seconds to go. 5, 4, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Straight back into it. So we're past the halfway point now. So we've just got 2 more of these sets to do, and then we're done for the day. It's really easy to let your rowing get ragged, so try and concentrate. Okay,
Rest.
into the isometric squat. Have a seat.
Exercise.
Yeah, my head does pop out, doesn't it? You have to work out how to do that. It's the danger with doing these on a green screen, is that times like that I'm going to disappear. How am I going to deal with that in the edit? Should be fine, I'll be fine. Okay, 10 seconds to go on this one. Make sure you can get into a good sensation of a squat here. You really do want to feel it in your thighs, all right? 3, 2, 1. Let's get back on. All right, let's go.
Exercise.
Push with those legs. Push. Keep those arms nice and straight. And try and keep that posture nice and powerful. I know your body's going to be getting confused by what you're doing to it, but remember, keep your rowing form good. Okay, press ups.
Rest.
In fact, I'll show you what you can do. Excuse the sight of my backside.
Exercise.
You can hold on to the rail and press up over it. You may see some people holding onto the seat and doing this, but my worry when doing that is the instability of the seat. If you lose control, you could fall and injure yourself.
Rest.
Oh, that was no easier. Let's go.
Exercise.
Back to rowing. Nice, straight arms into the front and hold your arms nice and straight. Only pull in to a finish at the back. One more.
Rest.
Plank.
Exercise.
Remember, you can make this harder if you wish. You can even lift legs, hot legs or hot hands. Or you can just settle in to 30 seconds, making sure to contract your glutes to feel the tension.
Rest.
2 more to go.
Exercise.
That was a very ungainly clambering back onto the machine. Oh, I've completely forgotten to speak. 8 seconds.
Rest.
Back to mountain climbers. Last set.
Exercise.
Up, up. Get those knees up while you can. It's okay if you fatigue towards the end, but try to start with the best of intentions.
Rest.
Cut 5 seconds rest and then 2 minutes.
Recovery.
Give me a chance to fix my socks again. This is fun. I'm quite enjoying the fact this is completely different to what I normally do, and that it's clearly not something that's in my comfort zone, that I'm not kind of with grace rowing and saying, oh, this is so hard. You must be feeling it hard too now. Haha. Let's keep on rowing, even though I'm breathing out my ears. Whereas this one, I'm clearly along for the ride with you. Hopefully you're finding it easier. Hopefully you're used to this kind of stuff and you're looking at me going, really? It's just a couple of mountain climbers. But again, hopefully, these 30-second rows, as long as you're going nice and hard, powerful pushes of the legs, then finishing strong with the arms at the back, hopefully you're feeling the intensity that I am. If my watch didn't even start on a row, that's disappointing. If you haven't saved the details, the metrics for it, did it even happen? I don't even have my monitor connected to an app or anything. It's a good thing I'm videoing this, otherwise no one would believe me that I did it. 30 seconds to go. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I am actually enjoying this as much as I'm huffing and puffing. This is great. Right, where are we? 12 seconds to go until the next one. Make sure and get comfortable. Last one, so let's do this one well. 5, 4, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Nice and powerful. Remember, get those hands over your knees. Get your body into that forward rock before your knees start to bend for the recovery. A soft bounce of the knees are okay at the back, but don't bend them until your hands are past them. Isometric squat. You ready?
Exercise.
There you go. Nice sink into this position. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. You're in a stable position. You're deep enough that you feel the stretch, but not so deep that you're going to fall backwards. That'd be bad. Trust me, you don't want to fall into a rowing machine. Don't want to fall onto a rowing machine either. Okay, we're almost there on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Rest.
Let's change.
Exercise.
And row. Come on. I really hope you're following and you don't need me to be yelling out the cues for you. Hopefully just the countdown beeps are enough. 2, 1.
Rest.
Press ups.
Exercise.
Nice and controlled. Think about squeezing your hands together while they're on the ground, and you'll give yourself a slightly added dimension of chest workout on top of the press ups. Anyway,
rest. Exercise.
I'm so graceful, aren't I? Right, rowing again. Just got 2 more off the rower moves to do. And the plank one is a good recovery for cardio. That's what it's there for. You ready?
Rest.
Into a plank. Go.
Exercise.
No heroics on this one. Just hold your position. Keep that back flat. Keep your core engaged. Glutes are contracted. Legs straight. Let the feeling come in to your core. 1, change.
Rest.
Last row.
Exercise.
So your last row of this main session. So finish strong, keep the stroke rate high, push with the legs. Almost there, last stroke. Mountain climbers to finish, come on.
Exercise.
2. I'm certainly getting the technique better, if not the speed. Just as I say that, it all goes to rubbish. Come on, where's that beep? Finish.
Recovery.
Oh, right, if she suddenly starts talking at the end of this recovery and wants us to row again, she can run and jump. It's not often you see me actually flat out on my knees at the end. Whew. Right, if that's maybe all you had time for, and you don't have enough time to cool down or stretch, then make sure to at least stretch your quads, your hamstrings, maybe your hip flexors. If you're doing the shower, be careful, don't want you to slip and fall. Otherwise, let's get into a 2-minute cool down. Whew. And we're going to do what we've been doing in this series, where we start with one foot on the ground, one in the straps. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. And just pick an intensity that just gives you enough of a shove of your legs that you can feel your muscles engaging, but not so hard that you feel your heart rate rise, or that you're going to fall and have to lift one leg up in the air. One more stroke after this one, and then we will change feet. Put the other one in, other one on the floor. This just helps open your body up, ease you off. It's a really good one to do in a warm-up for that very reason. But in this lunchtime row series, I'm sticking them at the end so that we can get into the main session as quick as possible. One more, and then let's put both feet in. Thank you very much. And then row with your back and arms. What are you ticking for?
No. Great workout.
Thank you very much.
You spent 26 minutes, 56 seconds exercising.
Is that all you've got to say? Right, there we go. So 26 and a bit minutes exercising for the main set. So this one is slightly longer than most of the lunchtime rows so far. Let's go to the front of the machine. Arms straight, forward tilt, and just press out with your legs. Keep those arms straight. Hold that forward tilt. Like your back over your hips, I mean. And just practice driving out from the front in this position without swinging your back too early or pulling your arms too early. One more. Oh, there we go. Now again, this is a workout that I squeezed in over my lunch hour, and it was perfectly placed for that. Still doing it within the hour. Got enough time to go and shower, got enough time to make some chicken noodles, go back to my desk, admittedly, and eat my chicken noodles at my desk, which probably isn't the healthiest habit to get into, but in the world of TV, that's what everyone does, so it's fine. And if I want to fit in exercise, it's the only way I can do it. So, if you're done, and you can't do any stretching, then off you go. Otherwise, there you go, rather serious, stretchy man has just appeared, and he's going to take you through some stretching to do through hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, triceps, biceps, forearms, upper back. I think that's it. Glutes, did I say glutes? Yeah. Anyway, like I said in other videos, if If you have various stretches that you need to do for your body, then please do them. Don't just follow him, okay? That's just the ones that I do as a kind of a try and catch all. Every now and then I'll do some kind of yoga things. I'll do happy baby, or I'll do supine twists and things if I've got any kind of issues with my lower back. So do what you need to do over the next few minutes, whether it's following him or your own stuff, while I say goodbye. So there we go. I think that's the first proper, that's the two things in a row. I said proper. It wouldn't be proper, sir. Proper. Anyway, you'll have to watch Lunchtime Row 4 to understand what I'm on about there. Yeah, so I've done a couple, or maybe just one. I think I've only ever done one other row along that involved, it was like 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, I think, and you were just doing press ups within the 20 seconds off, I think it was that, or it was a minute on, minute off, can't quite remember. But either way, this is only the second time I've ever done it, and I hope you'll agree this is a total departure from a usual row along. It was fast and frantic. There was that kind of time lost between getting off and on the rowing machine, where it wasn't quite the 30 seconds either side, because you're still like, oh, what's going on? But like I say, the point of that was to keep the intensity up, that I didn't want to give you 10 seconds between and suddenly you're counting down and then you're off. So like I said, much rather you lost a couple of seconds of exercise time than that you stole an extra couple of seconds of rest time. Okay, it's kind of important from an intensity thing to make sure that over that 27 minutes almost, excuse me, hang on, drink. Over that 27 minutes, the intensity had to be up there, apart from, of course, the 3 rest periods. That's how that one works for you. And to be honest, how it benefits your rowing, it's up for grabs. As long as you make sure and really push hard and go fast and you're thinking about technique and whatever, it's not going to hurt your rowing, but it's not going to be like doing a 8 times 2 minutes or 2 minutes rest, which is all about focusing on power and performance endurance, making sure that you kind of hold that pace for long. You're only 30 seconds, there should never really been a point within those 30 seconds where you're like, I can't hold on, I can't do it anymore. So it's really just everything comes in together. It gives you a good short, sharp shock of a workout over a lunch break. You get a little bit of rowing, you get a little bit of upper body work as the press ups, and the mountain climbers, that little stability things. You get some core work from the planks, you get some good leg work from the isometric squats and from those mountain climbers. So it's an all-round kind of thing that you do. You could just do this like once a week, maybe, just to kind of throw it in when you're like, oh, it's a Wednesday, I want to do something different. Then maybe this is the workout to come to, because it's a little bit different, and then you're like, hey, I get to do something else. I'll maybe think about if you enjoyed it. In fact, leave me a comment and I can maybe do some more. I don't really want to start bringing in things like kettlebells and dumbbells and stuff, because if you don't have them available, then it's not really very fair, is it? So that's why I picked those 4 moves today, is to make sure that there are moves that you could do. You didn't need any. The only equipment you need is the rowing machine, and then everything else, so you just need your body for. So whether I do anything that does involve kettlebells and whatever, I'm not too sure. Probably, I don't know. Again, answers on the postcard. Leave me a comment and let me know whether you think some kind of expanded option would be a good idea. I just don't want to alienate anybody. But I suppose I could always say, instead of doing a kettlebell swing, you could do an isometric squat, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, there we go. I'm still enjoying making these. I'm still kind of needing to make them because of work schedule, and again, from a just recovery after having the C word, having COVID. This is quite useful. I mean, give it a couple of months ago, that would have been fine doing all that stuff on the floor. The skills would have been rubbish, but I wouldn't have found it anywhere near as tough as I was. Like the press ups, crikey, they were only what, like 10 press ups tops I was doing, and by the end of the 10 of them, I'm like, oh, my arms are sore. Whereas pre-COVID, I'd be battering out like 100 a day and stuff just to. So yes, it's funny how your body can quite quickly go backwards. But the great thing is it's really amazing how quickly your body can go forwards again. How if you've lost that kind of little trim, you can have the fitness, but you don't quite have that little trim that really tightens you up. It doesn't take that long for it to come back again. As long as you put in the effort, the consistency, and you put in the work, and you eat well in order to fuel your body back up and make sure that if you're building muscle, you're giving it the protein for it to build muscle and stuff, then actually your body will bounce back, even at my age. And I turned 47 this weekend. I'm going to tell you what day, because that then gives away my date of birth, and we're not going to do that, are we? But yeah, so, and I mean, you can see if you look at my videos over the past couple of years, you'll see how I've kind of had a yo-yo, especially when COVID and lockdown first hit. I really kind of grew. I went, but then I kind of went, oh, hang on, that's a bad idea. And then I was able to kind of trim down again. And then if you look after last year, I was then putting on muscle as well. And for a male in mid-40s, this is almost like the big thing that people are like, oh, once you hit 40, your body's going downhill from there. Actually, it's not. As long as you put in the work and you eat well and you're sensible and all that kind of stuff, and you don't spend your entire day just sitting at the desk, and whatever, as long as you keep your metabolism up and whatever, you can, okay? It's just, it takes a little bit more work than it does when you're 18. That's the downside. Oh, youth, it's wasted on the young, I tell you. Anyway, right, I'm done. Hopefully he's done too. He'll have waved at one point, so make sure to wave to Stretchy Man. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Like I say, I did too. So let's, oh, excuse me. I like to leave a hashtag at the end of of my RowAlong workouts. And I want to say, it wasn't a true HIIT workout, but I have labeled it as HIIT because, hey, if I start to go, oh, it's actually high intensity steady state, people will go, oh, what's that? Whereas if I put in high intensity interval training, people go, oh, I'm going to do that. So let's just do hashtag HIIT. So HIIT. If you want to add RowAlong in there as well, why not? RowAlong HIIT or HIIT RowAlong, whatever. Well, don't hit RowAlong. I don't want to punch in the face. Striker. Aha, what's that movie quote from? Answers in the postcard. All right, see you in the next video. Please look after yourselves, stay safe. I said that was a mixture of well and safe. Stay safe, be well. Bye-bye.